What up, fam? Wanted to jump on live. I plan on just getting more involved and being more present with all of you. So thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of the live stream here on IG, my IG fam. Thank you for each and every one of you that's been following me over the last 5 years on this unbelievable journey. So yeah, we're gonna dive in. I mean, it's a interesting time to kind of just dive in and talk about everything that's kind of happening right now around with the economy, with the health crisis, what you should be doing. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that follow me. There's a lot of CEOs that follow me. There are a lot of leaders that are following me right now. And I'm here to just serve, and I want to give you my insight since I've been through a recession myself back in 2008 and 2009. I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. So I want to kind of dive into what I believe that you should do to hedge your downside, to be in a position to prosper in a time like this, what you should be doing personally with your time, and especially during this time of separation. So I'll let some more people join. So what's going on, everybody? Was good? Tell me where everybody's coming in from. Where's everybody from? I know we got a global audience. What's good, Felix? What's going on, bro? Love to hear your feedback as well about what's going on with the economy, what's going on with the, everything with the corona. I think so many people are focused on the virus, that they're taking their eye off of what actually is really happening around what's the truth with the economy. But first and foremost, I just want to kick this off with just saying that the coronavirus is obviously it's real. And I just want to say that for those out there that, do have elderly, that may have people that have gone through this virus. Kevin Durant just announced that he has coronavirus. We've seen a lot of like Tom Hanks so this gets real, right? People have died. It's nowhere near to the extent of what the H1, when Obama was in office. It's nowhere near that last virus that we've had, but it's definitely growing and it's real. And Goldman Sachs just did a call yesterday that said about 50% of Americans are probably going to end up having it. So it's real. And I just want to acknowledge that the first and foremost thing that I want you all to know is that I just hope all of you are safe during this time. I'm just taking time to bunker down at home here in my house in LA with my team. And I'm wishing you all, I've been praying, wishing you all that you're healthy, that your family is healthy. The number one thing that I want you all to know is that that's what's most important, is be present right now for your family. And outside of your health being your number one priority, that's number one, even for your team right now, reaching out to your team and just making sure that they feel that, you are there for them and that you want their health to be number one priority, period. We're seeing all the largest organizations doing that. And it's important because the virus is real. Even though Bill Gates called it 4 years ago in his TED Talk, it's real. People are dying and it's going to continue to spread. Now, having said that, I wanted to just jump on and have a discussion with all of you about what this means. What does this mean for you as an entrepreneur? What does this mean for you as a CEO? What does this mean for you as a business owner? Or even if you're someone who's losing their job right now, what does this truly mean for you? And the first thing that I want to just say is just get down to the facts. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of information where, that's just being spread. There's so much noise. There's so many people that are covering this. And ultimately, there's a lot of just noise. So what I tell you is not everybody is an expert. Get down to the facts. What I can tell you is that, yes, the virus is real. It's spreading. But also on Sunday evening, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates back down to 0% and promised to unleash a new $700 billion in quantitative easing. That means that the Federal Reserve in America is getting ready to print $700 billion in new U.S. dollars. This will be handed out to banks. This will be handed out to really help provide cheap loans to all the airlines, the cruise lines, the casinos, the companies, all of them that had been forced recently to dramatically reduce and completely shut down their operations. So what this really means is that the Fed, who already had this, we as a country have already a huge debt crisis, as well as everyone is paying attention to the crisis. We do have a record $5 billion right now that is going to be added to our balance sheet in debt. So this definitely is taking a huge toll on us. I mean, we're seeing the stock market get hit. And we definitely knew, since we were on a bull run of, I think, 11 or 12 years, that this was going to happen. So this is definitely something that is going to be felt and is real across the entire world, right? We know that those are the facts about what's going on with our government, what they're doing. We know the facts that like this is real. So ultimately, what I would say is the first thing that I would tell each and every one of you is that this is a time to truly slow down. And, I would say that you guys all know that I'm a conscious leader. As much as I love paying attention to the economy, many of you may not know, but I've done 6 documentaries on the economy. I have a economic newsletter where I've been covering the economy for 12 years. I started my career investing in the stock market. That's how I made my first $1 million. That's how I made my first 7 figures in my life. And during that time, I went through the recession. I remember I had a $10 million marketing agency where I was helping companies to tell their story. And when the recession hit, I lost everything. I've made millions of dollars investing into the last recession. Then my business went to shambles. I lost everything. I remember how I felt when I went through that. And I also remember how I ended up preparing to take advantage of the opportunity that the recession created for me. And that's when I created Elite Daily. That's when you guys all know the claim to fame of when I decided to look within, take some time to set a new plan, a new vision, get centered, get grounded, regroup my troops, regroup my team, prepare. And when the recession was turning corner, because as any entrepreneur will tell you, there will always be peaks and valleys. And when this decides to turn up, I was prepared to strike. I ended up building Elite Daily to be a company that ended up going from me and my co-founders, 3 of us, to 200 employees, 80 million visitors per month. And I built it to a $50 million company, sold to a $1 billion company before I was 30 years old. My second 8-figure company. So I know how to be able to really position yourself when you're in this kind of recession. And this is a financial recession that's happening. This is a bubble that is being burst. We've been on an 11, 12-year stock market run. We all kind of knew at some point there would be an adjustment to the economy. We knew that America is also in this national debt crisis. We're about to have $5 trillion on the Fed's balance sheet. And we also, we also felt that there was a global shift happening from a consciousness standpoint, right? Like I've been talking about that for a really, really long time. We've all been feeling it. I put out a finale video 2 years ago where I talked about the Great Awakening. I shared it on my story. The fact that we are seeing a huge shift in raising consciousness that's happening around the globe. It's happening with our generation and our ancestors that have done so much work to pass this knowledge and wisdom down to us. We're seeing a global shift in consciousness. And this virus is just another sign. Remember all the wildfires that happened in Australia, the wildfires that happened here in LA. There's been so much that's been going on around the world. The earth has been showing us that we need to change as a society, as human beings. And this virus is another thing that's creating separation. It's creating fear, but it's also creating an awakening. And you, as a conscious leader, have an opportunity right now to step forward and really show what it means to be of service, to be of value, to be a leader. So the first thing that I want you all to do is ultimately is slow down. Take some time for yourself to really to ultimately take some time to slow down. A lot of times you're going to see a lot of internet marketers right now trying to exploit. They're going to launch new things, new courses, recession-proof courses. You're going to see a lot of people that are going to try to exploit people. And what you need to do is ultimately slow down and acknowledge your audience, acknowledge your community, acknowledge your family, your friends, be there. That's what a leader really does in a time like this is they stay grounded, they stay level-headed, and they show up, right? So that's why I'm going to start showing up for you every single day. I'm going to be jumping on live and I'm going to be doing it consistently. And I just, because I know what this is like. And fear is real. I acknowledge the fact that you really probably do maybe feel a little uncertainty right now. You maybe feel that there's a little bit of fear or you don't know what's going to happen. You may be sad right now. I know some of my clients were reaching out to me because they were feeling depressed. They weren't knowing how to really push forward. So that's why those feelings are real around the world, and we need to show up right now as leaders. We need to be able to acknowledge people's feelings, and in a time of separation, we need to create a society of connection. So how can you now slow down and really show up more powerfully for your people that you love, your loved ones, and then also your team, your clients, your customers, right? Like double down right now on not necessarily needing to try and do a lot of new things or launch a lot of new products, but double down on your community, double down on your clients, right? Like just be more present and just have more empathy, more love, more value ultimately, and be in service to your community, to your clients. That's what I'm doing right now with our mastermind and all of the clients that are in it. I'm spending my time. I'm doing one-on-one calls. I'm doing more. I'm adding more opportunity for them to be able to feel that I'm there to help them, because the worst thing that you can do is make bad decisions right now. When the economy and this new recession is happening, and it can go much lower. The NASDAQ, ultimately, when you look at like from a market standpoint, this could get worse than the 2008, 2009 financial crisis. When you look at it from a point of GDP, and that's how I look at the market right now. And this can get much worse, and I want you to really prepare, and like ultimately be more present with your customers, with your clients, be more available, provide more value to them. And then I want you also to just take some time for yourself to really self-educate yourself, do more. Like right now is a really great time to double down on meditation, on your own mastery, double down on, working out at home like I am, double down on like, what are the things that you can do to optimize your health, your mindset, your spiritual, alignment. For me, I'm just every morning, I'm still sticking true to my rituals, my habits, of just, meditating, visualizing, journaling, reading. There's so many great books right now that you can be reading. I'm reading Warren Buffett's The Snowball Effect. I'm reading Traction. I'm reading Multipliers. It's a great opportunity. Even audiobooks right now, you can finish an audiobook in like 2 days, right? So like double down on podcasts, on books, double down on your meditation practices, double down on you. And then just double down and triple down on your community, on your clients. Just, again, being valuable, being of service. Don't necessarily try to start try too many new things. I genuinely believe that right now is an opportunity for you to double down also on your business, your systems. Like, what have you done, and what are your products to market? And like, how can you make those better? How can you make that client experience better? How can you now build that email marketing plan that you've been sitting on to start building your email database and start emailing? How can you, create more connection with your customers and be more transparent with them and, reach out to them, or even prospects or people that haven't even bought from you yet? How can you reach out to those people? How could you, look at your operations and your sales systems and look at how you can automate more of your business? Just really dialing things in that you've been working hard on for a long time, and just, again, slow down. Don't all of a sudden just start ramping up and launching a lot of new things. Be conservative, because the worst thing you could do is make a bad decision right now within your business and just start investing in new things and new programs and a lot of new things. Like, just get centered. Really just like slow it down is one of the number 3 things that I would tell you to do. Go within, work on yourself, self-educate yourself, look at the things that that you need to improve. Maybe it's your financial wellness and looking at your taxes, looking at your money, looking at your profit and loss statement, and looking at what you're spending, looking at where you can save right now, where you can cut down on expenses that no longer are serving you or bringing you an ROI. Things like that. Don't be afraid to cut back right now, save a little bit. Just look at the different divisions of your business and how you can optimize those better. And that's what I'm doing. So just wanted to share that with each and every one of you. I'm going to be sharing more insights, over all these days and weeks ahead. So I kind of needed the message. I'm glad that you got that. I mean, the number 1 thing that I want you to know is, like, this is a time for you to step forward as a leader, to show your bravery, to show that you're grounded in poise, and to know that this too shall pass. Show up powerfully for the people that you love all around you, your loved ones, your friends, your community, your team, your clients, your customers. Show up, because that will be what will be remembered. People will remember how you show up right now, and do it being of service. Do it being of value. Don't do it because you're trying to exploit. Let the internet marketers go and try to exploit people and try to launch a lot of new things and be clever and market. Let them do all of that, because if you just be of service right now. I have clients of mine that are launching some of the most amazing challenges. They're launching fitness challenges, mind, body, and spirit challenges. My buddy Jay Shetty just launched a meditation challenge. One of my partners, Ryan, is launching Ryan Blair is launching a meditation challenge. Like, people are launching things that are really helping people for free. So how can you bring more value to your audience and build trust and, just be of service? And people will remember that. Be present. And then when this thing starts to turn, if you plan now and execute on the things being strategic and intentional that align with your vision long term, you'll really come out on the other side of this way more stronger, way more successful, and you'll have a lot more just respect as well and honor with the people that follow you. So yeah, feel your fire. Thank you so much. I'm trying to send an elite level of gratitude to all of my customers right now. That's exactly what you need to be doing. Just touch base with all of them. Make sure that you're just there, you're present with them. Guys, let me know also, like, what are you doing for yourself right now? Like, comment and let me know, right? Are you practicing more of your meditation? What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? For me, I just launched my newest podcast episode today. Like, I'm going to double down on podcasts, right? I'm going to double down on making more podcasts. I'm going to double down on email. I'm going to double down on creating more videos. I'm going to double down on doing more live streams. So, like, what are the things that you're going to be doubling down for yourself? What are the things you're going to double down for your business? Yoga, podcast, I love it. More everything. Meditate, movement with yoga, dancing, journaling. I love that. Absolutely. What books are you reading? Webinars, outside exercise. What meditation would you recommend? You can use the app Calm. I like listening to Deepak Chopra. He has a 21-day meditation challenge. I also just like to listen to, I have a playlist on Spotify known as meditation, or I have this playlist called In Spirit on Spotify. If you look me up, Gerard Adams. But definitely I love Deepak Chopra. I love Calm. Those are some of the things that I love. There's a playlist called Meditation Oasis. Another thing that, you guys should think about is like rethinking your vision right now. Now's the time to get grounded and think about, like, what does success look like for you coming out of this, right? The rest of the year when we turn corner, right? Like, getting clear and taking the time to lay out your vision, lay out, what that vision is, what your manifesto is. I'm issuing a CEO letter to our clients, and I talk about this, and I talk about, getting clear again on what your core values are, and how, just for me, I have 7, and my core values are just trust, transparency, results, responsibility, understanding, service, tribe. Get clear on what your core values are and reestablish those with your team. Reestablish those with yourself. Think about your vision and think about, what that vision is, and write that out and reestablish your vision with your team. Reestablish your manifesto. There's so many things that you can really work on right now. Just taking some time to slow down and get back to the fundamentals. And then also, guys, I would tell you, this is one of the most amazing times to be a digital entrepreneur. We're seeing it. People all over, that are hurting from brick and mortar. Like, this is why building a personal brand and it is so important, and why becoming someone that can generate income from a personal brand and become a consultant, right? Become a coach, become an expert that actually helps others based on what you've learned, your experience, your wisdom. This is one of the most consistent forms of income that I've created in my life, is being of service, right? Building my personal brand. I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. For the first 12 years, I was scared to tell my story. I was scared to show up on social media. And now, over the past 5 years, it's been one of the most powerful tools for me to build connections, to build relationships, to have my community. Like, I always dreamed of one day being a part of a mastermind, and I wanted to be a part of a mastermind that was conscious, had the spirituality side of it, but also get down to practical business advice. And I couldn't find one that fit for me. So I always create the thing that I wish existed, that I was looking for. So that's why I created my mastermind, the Trusted Advisors Network. And ultimately, like, it's the best thing that having this personal brand has allowed me to build relationships with some of the most powerful conscious leaders, CEOs, entrepreneurs that are now part of my mastermind, that come meet with me when we have our mastermind events, that are jumping on our Zoom calls together where we're masterminding and thinking about how we can elevate our businesses and elevate for the service that we provide for our customers. So it's building a personal brand has opened up so many doors for me, so many relationships, the community, the income, the impact, the legacy. So this is a time for all of you to like double down on how can you now start to tell your story more? How can you start to build your brand that can be leveraged for your business and for the fulfillment that you want to create in your life? Right? Because we need leaders more than ever before. We have enough followers. Everyone's geared on followers. But we need leaders. We need people that are going to make a stand in times like this and support others and like really show up powerfully and lead from the heart. And so that's that's who I love to serve is heart-led leaders. So how can you lead more from the heart right now for your community, for your clients? Shit, Ashley, my queen just showed up. Thank you, babe, for showing up and supporting. Someone just asked me to do this today. Amen. You're a great leader. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'll open it up for some questions. So let's jump on here. Let's see, Martin. Let's real quick, and we'll start getting some questions. You guys start jumping on here, and let's jam about what's going on with you personally and in business. What's good? What's up, Martin? How you doing?
I'm good. Just isolating myself here with the family in the house. How are you?
No doubt. I mean, the same. We're contained, being pretty grounded at home, bro. Doubling down on just going within and being home. How are you feeling? Where are you from?
In the Chicago area, in a Chicago suburb.
Chicago. I love Chicago, especially in the summer. Right now, it must be like freezing cold out
Yeah,
here.
I want to move. I'm thinking about moving to California or Florida, honestly. But I have a business with my mom, a dentist office, and so I'm kind of locked down in here. So for the foreseeable future.
True. So what are the feels right now with you and your parents, like having having that type of business, knowing that you kind of had to like slow down and shut down?
Yeah, we had to shut down. We're closed. Well, we spoke with our lawyer, and he said that we don't have to pay our employees because they're hourly. And I feel like we're a new business, so we're still working on having everything running smoothly. We survived the first year. It's been a year and a couple months, so that's the hardest part, right? The first year.
Yeah.
What they say, if you can survive that. But yeah, I wanted to ask you about the stock market. I'm 29 and I don't understand it. Is it too late for me to pick it up, or what road should I go down if it's not too late? Like, is it books or videos? Do you have on your page? I recently started following you maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So, great question. I mean, I started my entire career based on understanding the stock market, and right now is it's a very definitely right now being involved in the market is dangerous. I will say to you, I can't give financial advice, but there is major opportunity. The last time that there was a recession in the market, I did make 7 figures. So there's a lot of companies, like for instance, like today, Grubhub, right? Grubhub actually really took off today, right? There's companies that are going to thrive in this marketplace, like Grubhub, which is a service that's they're kind of deferring all of their commissions to help restaurants to conserve, cash to pay their employees, but they're also delivering food. So there's companies like that that are actually going to thrive. You're going to see as these companies go down, these tech companies, and they kind of re-stabilize their market cap valuations, where you can kind of come in and Warren Buffett, that's his model, right? It's like, when people see blood in a market like this, there's opportunity for you to start to position yourself in good quality companies and hold them long term. But the biggest opportunity that I see personally is definitely, gold, and commodities. Like, I've always been a really big believer in that. I've always been a big believer in, when you play the stock market, like I talk about GDX, and there's ETFs that play like the miners. Right now, we're in an oil war as well. Oil is at one of the lowest it's been. So like, miners now, it's a lot cheaper for them to mine. And people, when there's inflation, because we're about to have, we have $5 trillion on the balance sheet with the Federal Reserve, and we have inflation, people are going to be looking for safe havens to put their money. And I really believe that like gold and silver, different commodities are a good place for you to be able to be. But what I would say, just to start off, this is a good time for you to just self-educate yourself. Learn what a PE is, what a price to earnings ratio is. Mm-hmm. Learn how to read an income statement, how to read a balance sheet. If you go to finance.yahoo.com and type in any company, type in Apple, AAPL, you can go and look and see their press releases. You can go and look at their income statement and balance sheet, and you can kind of start to study the financials and start to like really look into and just be curious. Just dive into being curious and learning about these companies. And then, yeah, like, any questions you have, I have an economic newsletter I've had for 12 years, called inflation.us. So we're going to be sending out alerts about the economy. We're going to be sending out alerts about what we see as opportunities. So go to inflation.us. And then you can sign up to our email newsletter, bro. But, definitely this is a great time for people to kind of learn more about, the stock market as well.
Yeah. And can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
What's your favorite go-to book you recommend when someone says, a book that betters your life in any way?
Wow. A book that betters my life in any way.
Could be financial, could be health, could be mental health, physical health, or just inspiring. What's the number one book you would say your favorite book? I guess I'm asking.
Oh, wow. Book. That's a big one. Geez, there's so many. I think one of the books that really changed my life is a book called Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain by one of my mentors, Ryan Blair. I highly recommend getting that book. I love the book
Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain.
Yeah. 0 to 1 is another good one. The compound effect, I think that's great. That's a great recommendation. I think Tony Robbins has a really great book right now that's really relevant. That's on money mastery. So I would look into that as well. I'm reading Warren Buffett, The Snowball right now. Spiritually, I love Untethered Soul. It's a really great book to just bunker down and read that as well. So yeah, I'll put out some book recommendations on my Insta story,
that would be awesome. Yes, please.
I will. I'll do that. Well, bro, stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. I wish you the best with your family. Just double down on reaching out to your customers and just being super present with them, and just think about ways that you can be innovative right now and be present.
I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro.
Bugging me. Peace out. Thank you. Bye.
All right, cool. So let's get a couple other people to jump on here that want to just jam with me, jam about like what's going on with the economy. You want to jam about the virus. You want to jam about what you can do as an entrepreneur or CEO to help you during a recession. Unshakable. Yeah, that was the book. It's another great book right now to read. Do I offer a trading course? No, not yet. That's something that I may think about doing in the future. But no, not yet. I mean, it's the one thing that I just never really thought to really do. But I never thought of myself as a trader, just to be honest with you. I'm not a trader, guys. I'm a fundamentalist. I'm an investor. And that's one thing that I'll say with each and every one of you guys is like, think like an investor, especially in a time like this with a recession. You are an investor. You invest your time, you invest your attention, you invest your energy, and you invest your money. So start auditing. What are you investing into? Is it depleting your energy, or is it, uplifting you, and is it feeding you, and is it giving you energy, right? Like, what are the things that are giving you an ROI and that are not actually, that are taking away from you, that are not giving you an ROI, right? That are serving you and that are actually depleting you, What are the things? Where's your attention going? Is it really building you up? Like, now's the time for you to master your habits, master your time, attention, your energy, your money. Now's that time. Every single one of you is born with a birthright of abundance. You all have abundance. You all have the ability to go out there and live an abundant life and have more money than you can ever dream of, more freedom, more impact, more fulfillment. You know, you have the ability to do that, but you have to start becoming an investor of your time, attention, energy, and money. I'm an investor. Everything I do, I look like as an investment. If I'm in the room with you, I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to invest. You know, I want to make sure that I'm truly focusing on growth. And that's why just getting down to the truth, the unconditional truth of where you're at in your life right now and how you can use this time where you're bunkered down to get down to the truth and start making the necessary adjustments for you to become better, the best version of yourself, mentally, spiritually, physically, monetarily. And if you start doing that and plan, I'm telling you, you're going to come out of this thing like I did, and you're going to prosper like I did. And I built this $50 million company, you know, the 4 years post the last recession. And I guarantee you I'm going to do it again because I got cold hard evidence that I've been able to do it twice in my life. And every single one of you that's on this live stream has the ability to do that. Every single one of you, if you start thinking like an investor. So I want to jump on with someone else. Who wants to jump on live with me real quick? Any other requests? Let's see. Who do we got? We got Alex, the speaker. I like Alex. Let's see. Alex, just jump on, man. See if you want to join. Let's see. Oh, he didn't want to join. Who else wants to send a request here to go live? Let's see. Allie. How about you, Allie? You've been supporting. I love how much you support. Let's see if Allie jumps on. Alex, I just tried you, bro. I'll try you again in a second. What's up, Allie?
Gerard! I can't believe I'm on here. So
yeah, what's going on?
I had a question, but you kind of answered it. And I just wanted to say I just love your content. I love you and Ashley, and I dreamt about you guys. I'm glad you're together now.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, you remember when we DM'd?
Yeah.
God,
so good watching
for the
your
audience. Just for
the
audience, tell them that story real quick.
Okay, so I basically had a really intense, like very vivid dream that I was taking you to meet your true love. And it's weird because she had long dark hair and beautiful and like queen like Ashley. And then I saw Ashley on a I think it was a live or something with you, and I was like, oh my God, that's her. It was in one of your stories. And so yeah, it was so cool to see that. I actually just wanted to ask you something about launching, because I feel it's not the right time. Like you said, this is the right time to double down and dial in all and refine all your stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. How do you
just lost you? You froze. Yep.
Weird. How do you feel about that? Like, I know you probably have like evergreen stuff rolling still.
So, I would say like what you just said, right? So like, now's not the time to exploit. Now's the time to acknowledge. Now's not the time to try to like go and just try to sell a bunch of new products. Again, It's the perfect time for you to double down on being valuable and being of service and just like adding value to your community, reaching out to all the people you've worked with in the past, just like really just being present and, you know, just being of service right now.
Yeah.
Because that's what people really need. And then preparing your launch, right? So what does your launch look like? Because if you prepare it, and let's just say you prepare for now, you know, you're going to put that off for 30 days. How can you make that better? How can you put better optimization? Right. Maybe your sales process is better. Maybe you start working on your email drip a little bit better. Maybe you start shooting some content at home, some new podcasts, or shooting some new videos that could be part of your thank you page, or, you know, it could be in your email campaign. You know, just think about like, how can you optimize what you were already planning to do and make it even better? And then just right now being more of service and use the free, you know, things that you can do right now to be of service to build your data, like to build an opt-in, like get people to be a part of your email list, be part of a Facebook group, right? And that way you
Right.
build some trust. And then over time, when this thing passes, which it will, and we'll all rise up from it, then you can launch something and you'll have even more trust and respect and people that know you, like you, trust you
Yeah.
to have a successful launch. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and from my heart and integrity, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing Facebook Live yoga classes. I'm doing all my YouTubes, you know, like all the free shit. Just
Hell
service,
yeah.
service, service. So thank you.
That's
I
it.
just wanted to
That's what
say
it's
hi.
about. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
jumping on. Thank you for supporting my content. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and
Thank you.
anything you
You
need, just feel
too.
free to reach. Cool.
Okay. Ciao.
See ya. So, all right, dope. Like, I guess I'll do another one or two of these. Who wants to jump on? Who else wants to jump on? What questions do you guys have? Let's see here. Let me see what other requests. Let me see. Let's get someone else here. Let's talk a little. Let's see. Let's see. Sarah, Moonlit Soul.
Hi.
Yo,
Nice
Sarah,
to
what's
meet
up?
you. Good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. You know, bunkered down. Just trying to be more present for everybody. You know, for my clients, for our community. You know, so how are you doing? Where are you from? Where are you living right
Yeah, I'm living in Los Angeles, California.
now? Okay, we're out
My-
here. We're out here.
yeah, working from home, but I'm in bed right now. I took a nap, so I just woke up. I was like, oh,
Nice.
this is
That's
nice.
self-love. That's self-love.
Exactly. I've worked remote for a while, so I'm kind of used to the isolation part. But uh, I do two jobs. So I'm a day trader, but I also am a recruiter for Facebook. And so I'm like worried because there's going to be a recession coming. We all are kind of worried about that. How impactful do you think it's going to be on these big tech companies? And then I had another question about investing after that.
Cool. So yeah, it's definitely going to take a toll on the entire economy. If you look at the stock market as a percentage of the US GDP, NASDAQ companies at their current combined market cap of about 10.36 trillion are worth about 47.7% of US GDP. And at the peak of this year, 2020, we hit a record high of over 67% of GDP. And the long-term like median NASDAQ market cap, slash US GDP ratio is 23.69%. So like what we could end up seeing right now as the Fed is attempting to reinflate the NASDAQ bubble, is like just, inflation. And we could see the NASDAQ literally fall we could see it fall another like huge, like for another 30 to 50%. Like we can see a huge downturn in the market, although the government is trying to do everything possible right now, lower interest rates, quantitative easing, like do everything they can. But the truth of the matter is that we've been in a 12-year bull run. So like it's been super inflated for a really, really long time. So we're going to probably, see this recession continue. And the best thing that you can really do is just be conservative, right? Like, a lot of my friends that are investors, they kind of just now are starting to nibble on the way down with like good quality companies that they believe in long term. For me, I was just looking for a couple of different opportunities, like, Grubhub, and then I like to play gold. For me, where I made millions of dollars during the last recession was in gold and silver. So I'm looking at SLV call options. I'm looking at GDX, ways that ETFs and ETNs that are playing gold miners. So I'm looking at a lot of that. I talk a lot about that on my economic newsletter. But, the big thing that I would say is like, right now, more than anything, is to just be safe, conserve cash, like actually conserve cash, be safe, be strategic in the investments that you're making. And like, I really do also believe in reinvesting into your brand and your business right now, so that especially for people that are digital entrepreneurs, we have this huge opportunity to I think people are going to be looking for help, and there's a lot of us that are thought leaders, that are entrepreneurs online, that can really serve others and teach people how to be able to, come out of this winning, depending on what your expertise really is. You mentioned Facebook and recruiting for Facebook. So, really just like think about how you can really double down on that business as well digitally, since you already work from home, how you can really reach out to your customers right now, give them more value, build out your brand even more, build quality relationships. And then you said you had a different question about investing.
Yeah, I think you kind of answered that, because I was going to say when you made the 7 figures, and I'm going to read more of your content, but I was just curious because I'm a day trader and I take trades within seconds, and I trade on the NASDAQ, and
yeah.
It's more of a family thing. So I've learned from my parents. I was fortunate enough to understand the market at a younger age. And so we've been seeing this bull market for so long, and it's not normal, so we kind of expected like one day it's just going to come back down. It has to go down. So we're actually kind of weirdly excited for that. It's not like it's like from a day trading perspective, we're happy because, we can sell short, we can do those things, you know what I mean? We're not going to lose our money. I think obviously from a 401k perspective is bad, but my question was just like for you, so you just invested in different like gold and Grubhub, and then did you invest like massive amounts of money, or was it just like $1,000? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about the exact amount of money that I invest. It's something that I don't take a huge part of my savings. I don't take a lot. The 10%. Is right now what I'm. The truth, like in 2009, the financial crisis, the NASDAQ bottomed at a market cap equal to 13.23% of the US GDP. That's what I was saying that to you earlier, right? Currently, where we've seen the NASDAQ as compared to the US GDP has been so high. This year we hit 67%. The NASDAQ as related to GDP was at 67%, right? So it's we could see, and that's what's exciting, is that if you are a trader, you can make money in any market, right? As long as there's liquidity, you can make money in any market. But not, you just gotta be careful. For most people that are watching this right now that don't have expertise in trading, I would say be careful, stay away, and it's because it's something that you really need to know what you're doing. But it sounds like you have that expertise, so if you could put the time into it, there's definitely gonna be massive opportunities here in the market.
Thanks so much, Gerard. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Looking forward to connecting more. Thanks for following the content, and stay safe, stay healthy. All right.
Thanks. You too.
Cool. Bargains. Buy blue chip stops, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of it. Sales are happening now. Nice. Let's see. What other questions do you guys have? I'll probably let me see if I could take one more. Let's see here. Let's see. Maybe Jamal. Let's see if Jamal decides to join. Oh, nope, he's not available. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Jamal, I just tried you. It didn't work, but let me try again. Let's see. Yeah, no, it says unable to join. So maybe it's your service. All right, well, let's see. Let's try I am Noro. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't working, Jamal. I apologize. It's saying unable to connect on my front.
Yo,
my man, what's good?
What's good, brother? How you doing?
Chilling, man, chilling. What's your name? Where are you from?
Noro. We met before, brother.
Yeah, you look familiar.
No glasses, so yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, Noro. Where you from, bro? Where you at right now?
LA, Studio City.
Okay, fire. Get the LA
Came
squad.
home, working from home.
Nice.
Just wanted to spread good vibes for everyone. Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone has enough water to drink. toilet papers and all those necessary things, you know?
I know, right? Everyone's buying toilet paper. I was like, stop worrying about toilet paper and like start thinking about how they can reinvest into themselves, reinvest into their business, reinvest
Right?
into the marketplace, right?
I know,
Me
brother.
and my girl were making fun. Have you ever seen Beavis and Butthead? My girl,
The MTV old
I am
school stuff.
Cornelio. We were making that joke.
Oh man, awesome.
Our TV, man.
Yep. Well, pretty much any questions I had been already. I don't know if you can throw a few words about like social media marketing and how the brands and companies will start to reinvest more or less. I believe it's going to be popping more within next few months and next year, like all the digital stuff.
Yeah.
And what's going to be the best route to get new clients for social media marketing?
Yeah.
And what type of values to bring them to show them what kind of values they can spread for their clients?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I mean, to answer, I mean, first and foremost, we're going to see a huge rise, right? And we've been seeing it. This is nothing new. Like, this is why social media is become so relevant now more than ever before. And the thing is that like, there's the people out there that are the followers, and then there's the people out there that are leaders. And this is a great time for you to start showing up as a leader. Like, you know, how your content is actually of service. Like like I used to have content that was specifically just, you know, because I wanted to look cool and I wanted to post. Like, now that time is like over with now. Like, you know, like this is an opportunity for people to get clear on what is your expertise. Like, who is your ideal client? Who's your ideal audience? Who's that one person that you want to serve and that you want to connect with, and just start making content organically and posting and being more consistent. And this is what I work with my clients on. I use what I call the M5 method. And the first thing is like mastery, which I talked about right now during a time like this, is like focusing on mastery. The next is like getting clear on your messaging. So the second M in M5 is messaging, getting very clear on who your target audience really is, what their pain points are, what their desires are, you know, who they are. Get really clear on that, and get clear on like your superpower statement. I always say, you fill in the blanks in this statement to get clear on who you serve. I help blank do blank so that they can blank. Get clear on that.
Yeah.
Who do you want to help? What is the result that you can get someone? What is the problem that you can solve? And then what is the outcome that they will have in working with you? And then just start creating organic content, teaching and just providing value consistently. And that's how you're going to, attract the right audience at the right time. And then it's about having the right offer, and coming out of this, like, people are going to be looking for ways to figure out, if you're doing social media marketing, how to market themselves. So you need to just be prepared with that. And then after the second M, we go into marketing. So it's organic and paid marketing strategies. Advertising is becoming more expensive. But ultimately, this is why, like, building a personal brand right now is so important, because if you're building your personal brand, you're gaining the credibility, and you get clear on who it is who is your target audience, that you can really leverage paid marketing. And you can scale a business. And I think the most important thing is like getting to know who your audience is right now, and organically, not worrying about so much like running a lot of ads, just organically building your audience, providing more value during this time. After the third M and with marketing, we get into like your business model. And then I talk about how to build a movement, because like, if you think about, like, my whole premise of the M5 method is to help leaders to build movements, right? Movements with their business. Like, what's a movement? And I talk about like, ultimately, what you want is you want people to truly want to spread what you're about, what your cause is, what your mission is, word of mouth. Like, right now, like, social media is so powerful, but you want to be able to get people results and create transformation in their life to the point where they actually feel it and they want to share it with their friends. Like, I want to provide so much value to my clients in the mastermind of the Trusted Advisor Network that they want to tell their friends, like, listen, if you need support, then, you should join this mastermind. and talk about how it's served them and what the value and what the results were that they got from it. And ultimately, like, you got to think about how can you hack word of mouth? How can you provide so much value to your audience that they literally start telling people, yo, you got to follow this guy. He gives nonstop value. You know, he's always providing, tactical, practical, real, things that get results.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, bro.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks for spreading the good vibes.
Hell yeah,
Peace
man.
out, guys. Hope everyone is safe. Stay calm. Stay home.
Yeah, man. Stay healthy.
Peace out. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. I don't know. This live will be up for about 24 hours, so you guys can kind of like check it back out again. But I think I have like another 5 or 10 minutes, and then they'll probably kick me out. All right, Jamal, you'll be my last one, Jamal. I'll try one more time. Let's see.
Gerard, what's good, bro?
Hey, there he is. What's good, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm glad we were able to make it work.
Yeah, we made it work. We made it work. Appreciate you for jumping on, bro. I'm gonna be
Absolutely,
doing these
man.
on a daily, so
Let's do it.
You jumping on, man. How you living right now? Where are you right now?
Real talk. Yeah, I'm in Chicago, bro.
Nice. We had a lot of Chicago and LA up in here.
Yeah, man. So I've been in Chicago now for 5 years now, bro, and
Cool.
just doing this thing. So thanks for bringing me on, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna jump right into it. Thank you for once again doing it, man. Love your journey, love your story, super inspiring. Just give you a backdrop on me, real 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Me and my family, we launched an information-based business me and my wife launched about 5 years ago. We met on Facebook, got married, and put a story on YouTube. It went viral, and that's how I got introduced to personal branding, information marketing. We built basically a 7-figure business around helping singles prepare for marriage. And it was just an initial thing that we kind of learned how to do, right?
Wow.
Built it, launched a membership site, we were on food stamps 4 years ago. Now, 4 years later, we got 10 staff members, the whole thing. I mean, just 1.3 million last year for the last 3 years. But here's my dilemma, man. I'm in this thing, but I'm hitting this point where the business I've built is no longer like it's around relationships, and it's taking all of my time, all of our money to run it, to manage it. But I'm not ready to fully pivot. I'm just ready to put a team in place fully and then shift to my next thing healthily, personal brand. Oh, did it freeze? Okay. And then did you hear what I said?
Yep, I still hear you.
Yeah, so I would just love to get your insight, number one, in infrastructure of like how you were able to pivot out of your deal. I know you probably had a lot of cash flow coming out of when you sold, but what was your like infrastructure to kind of ensure like your new brand, like what you do now? What does your flow look like? What does your team look like? Like for me, shifting into a personal brand, like to where I don't have to touch my team over here on that business, but my personal brand becomes a business. What would you encourage me to build? Like what people would you encourage me to hire for my personal brand?
Right. So yeah, first of all, Jamal, I just want to honor you, man. Congratulations, bro, because it's not easy. Everybody here, give him some love, man. My man was on food stamps, single, found his queen, married his queen, built a business with his queen. They did 7 figures over the last 4 years. They're just building that business consistently. Like that's not easy to do, bro. So just respect,
Thanks,
a lot of respect. You took the words out of my mouth, man. When you were talking about pivoting and kind of like, you felt like you've kind of outgrown it somewhat and you want to evolve, right? And that's part of our journey as entrepreneurs. Like we're always going to evolve. Like I'm going to continue to evolve as a leader, as a thought leader in the businesses I continue to create. But it's team, man. It comes down to team. So ultimately what you need to do is you need to put you need to put a plan in place as to, okay, what is your vision? Like, what does Jamal's personal brand even look like going forward? And, really getting clear on what those values are, what that vision is, what that new market looks like for you. I think what I loved about the business that you already created, it was super polarizing. Like you were like
bro.
very clear. It's like, yo, it's single people who want to get married. It's very polarizing. And for anyone who's on this live stream right now that wants to build a business that's based on knowledge, it's based on your expertise, you just notice that he created a 7-figure business by being extremely polarizing, knowing his audience, and also he has lived it. He actually was single and had to figure out how to prepare for marriage. He's lived it. So he knows how to get someone the result that they're looking for. And that's why he went from food stamps to $1 million business. So like, truly, I just want to commend you in that. And the
Thanks,
first
bro.
thing I want you to do that before you go all in at building a whole new business, bro, let's optimize the business that you've already created. I don't want you to sabotage what you've worked so hard for. So
Exactly.
what you really need to do is, man, is just get clear on what are the roles that you need so that you can start automating that business. Like, who are the people that you need for that business to run smoothly? And just, you know, I always just like to list out, like, what are all the things that you do on a daily basis? Figure out what you can delegate, and then just start building out the team that has those skills, right? Like, get the VAs. You know, I think VAs are super powerful. They can help it a lot. Go get maybe some other coaches. One of the things that you can do, Jamal, is since you've had the business for a little while, is look for people that are actually already in your community that have been past clients that have learned from you and have got the best results in your program, and start putting them in the position where they can start becoming a coach within your program, right? There's people that I'm telling you that are already right within your community that can start taking over some of the roles that you have been doing with your wife, and just put that team in place. You know, I always like to think of building out what I call the 5 R's. Just getting really clear on the roles, the responsibilities of people, the results that you want them to get, who do they report to, like those things, like getting really clear on that. And then, bro, they just have to report to you. You need to have the right system in place of how to manage the projects and stuff. Like, you know, we use Monday.com, and there's Asana, there's project management tools, there's software. And then what you really need, Jamal, is an integrator. So as soon as you get if you haven't yet read the book Traction, I highly recommend it, because that's where you're a visionary. You're ready to evolve. You're ready to go to the next thing. So go be that visionary. Get your integrator that's going to manage this team, and let them get the roles in place and manage the team for the business that you already have, bro. You got to just find that integrator that can really manage that team, bro. And that's a really great book for you that kind of talks about organizational chart and how to kind of build that team out.
Strong, bro.
And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then for your personal brand, I mean, this is what I do. So, I mean, let's talk after this live stream. I have systems in place to be able to automate, like, how you can take your, like, put the right content plan in place, and then just be able to distribute content at scale on all throughout all the platforms. But it's about kind of just rethinking again about who your new audience is and how
that's been like the challenging piece, because me and my wife have been so focused on helping singles for the last 4 or 5 years. So like I've built, like, I have 20,000 followers. We have a huge email list, but everything's been relationships. And now I'm kind of like, who am I? Like, I'm kind of almost in an identity rediscovery. You know what I'm saying? As like, okay, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I built this strong business. Do I go after entrepreneurs, which everybody are, it's kind of like immediately you just shift to like, let me help entrepreneurs. And I'm kind of like, man, I don't want to get stuck just like being the entrepreneur guy, like teaching everybody what I know, versus what's another thing that really, it's the whole, I'm in that whole zone, man, trying to figure out that whole flow there. I think like the next question, and I would love to chat, man, like potentially, I know you got a lot of programs for guys like me that are visionaries, that are trying to shift into personal brand. Last piece, and this will be a great value add. What is your unfiltered opinion on business partnerships when it comes down to partnering with others in businesses and having shared ownership in businesses? I saw you built one, sold, and you've done it multiple times. Do you like, because for me, I've been an all-in guy, like it's all mine, let's go. But then, God's been really waking me up to go faster. You may need to partner with others. Yeah. What is your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, like, so for me, I truly believe, man, I believe in team, man. I believe in, like, actually, I do believe in partnerships, but I've been burnt, man. There's the truth. I've been burnt. I've been burnt many, many times before, and I've been in bad partnerships. And, money changes people a lot of times, man. It's
bro.
Like, as soon as you start succeeding, people start to, you know, they can act funny, you know.
Bro.
I've had that happen. So you got to be a really, really good judge of character. You know, you really do need to get contracts in place, and you know, really make sure that you're aligned and make sure that you're different. Like in the book Leader Shift, that's a book by John Maxwell. I highly recommend it. He talks about this because a lot of people will just partner with people because they're friends and they like each other. Like most people,
bro.
and I've made that mistake. I'm like, oh, we're friends and we're thinking about ideas.
Let's build. Let's
build. You know, and a lot of times that doesn't really necessarily always work. Especially if you think so alike. If you do certain things, like if you're gonna partner, you want to make sure that like you both can play different roles. Right? Like my business partner is that integrator. He's good at being an integrator. He's good at being a chief operating officer. I'm not. I'm good at being a CEO. I'm good at being a visionary. If you got two visionaries, which I've had a partnership where you had two visionaries, you can clash, you know? So you got to really get clear. It's like, what are the roles here? And make sure that you're clear on what the core values that you guys stand for are, that you align with that vision. But yeah, bro, if you can do it right,